All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here as the Cavemen just finished up their warm-ups, infield, outfield, and getting ready to get things started here against the state tournament opponent in the Cibola Cougars. It's a 3-seeded Cavemen versus the 14th-seeded Cougars. We're excited for this. Cougars getting out there to do their infield, outfield as the Cavemen just finished up theirs. We appreciate you guys for jumping on the broadcast and, of course, showing that love and support. We want to thank the Cavemen Baseball Booster Club for sponsoring this game, this broadcast. And, of course, we want to thank Red Rocky Media for bringing it to you guys in audio and video. I am Trey Gonzalez of All Sports Best. And, guys, tonight we're going to see how the Cavemen get their state tournament started. We hope to see them come out firing away. Mac Mabry is going to be the starting pitcher. And we're going to give you lineups here shortly, but stick around. We've got more coming here in just a bit as we get things all ready to go. right, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting ready to get things going here at the Cavemen Corral. We're excited about it. We're going to give you guys the rosters here shortly as we get ready for the national anthem to be sang. And this time around, it's going to be sang in person, which is really neat. Tonight, the Cavemen take on the Cibola Cougars, a 3 seed taking on a 4 seed or 14 seed.
Of a best of 3 for the first round here in the 5A State Baseball Championships. We're going to begin with the lineup for both.
And I'm going to let you guys hear the announcements if you can.
Number 14, Aiden Joyce. Number 18, Peyton Harrison. Number 13, Aiden Harrison. Number 6, Yvonne Van Ert. Number 24, Cameron Montoya. Number 12, Elias Vieira. Number 17, Eddie Blanchine. And number 5, Tyler Wright. And now for the starting lineup for the visiting Cibola Cougars. Batting first, number 4, and pitching, Austin Riego. Batting second, number 8, first baseman, Evan Ford-Ray. Batting third, number 9, catcher, Jacob Segota. Batting fourth, number 11, left fielder, Aiden DePoy. Batting fifth, number 21, third baseman, Seth Galfano. Batting sixth, number 10, designated hitter, Matthew Ford. Batting seventh, number 2, right fielder, Michael Stone. Batting eighth, number 7, second baseman, Derek Chee. Batting ninth, number 1, center fielder, Isaac Harvey. And playing shortstop today for the Cougars, number 22, Gilbert Riego. And now, it is time for the home team lineup. The Carlsbad Cavemen, starting with the reserve players. Number 1, senior Renee Ramos. Number 5, Colton Walker. Number 6, Hazen Wright. Number 8, Gus Risher. Number 9, Jonas Molinar. Number 10, Kyle Daughtry. Number 11, Tanner Collins. And number 14, Jack Peterson. And now for the starting lineup of the Carlsbad Cavemen. Batting first, number 15, shortstop, sophomore, Aiden Quintela. Batting second, center fielder, senior, Tristan Thomas. Batting third for the Cavemen, number 18, pitcher, senior, Mac Mabry. Batting fourth, number 16, first baseman, junior, Delmonico Moreno. Batting fifth, number 20, designated hitter, junior, Fabian Gordo Hernandez. Batting sixth, number 7, right fielder, senior, Zach Dorito Galindo. Batting seventh for the Cavemen, number 2, catcher, senior, Ty Molina. Batting eighth, number 4, third baseman, senior, Lenny Marquez. Batting ninth for the Cavemen, number 21, second baseman, senior, Jeremiah Dominguez. Playing left field for the Cavemen, number 12, Garrett Fuentes. Coaches for the Cavemen, C-team coach Matt Chavarria, JV coach Anthony Landreth, JV coach Kane Fierro, infield coach Daryl Day, outfield coach Steve Garza, pitching coach Rick Ortiz, assistant and hitting coach Scott Rhodes, and the Cavemen head coach Cody May. Fans, we ask that you rise, turn your attention to the flag in center field for the singing of our national anthem, performed by Elena Carrion.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting things started here at the Cavemen Corral. The Tom Forney Cavemen Corral is going to be host to the initial series of the state tournament. We're excited about that. The girls over on the other field, on the softball field, and they are taking on their state opponent as well. And for some reason, we've got the baseball team clearing the field. We're going to find this out here in just a second, what's going on there. I think they might just be waiting for the coaches meeting with the umpires at home plate so that they're not out there just waiting. I'm not really sure. We've seen this a couple times this year where the team would be out on the field and they'd be waiting. So maybe that's what they're doing. But I'll give you guys the lineups for the Cibola Cougars. It is the starting pitcher, Austin Griego. The first baseman, Evan Cordray. Batting third, playing catcher, Jacob Segota. Left fielder, batting fourth, Aiden DePoy. The third baseman, batting fifth, Seth Galfano. The DH, batting sixth, Matthew Board. The right fielder, batting seventh, Michael Stone. The second baseman, batting eighth, Derek Chi. The center fielder, batting ninth, Isaac Harvey. And the shortstop that is going to be hit for today, Gilbert Griego. So that is your Cibola Cougars lineup for tonight. We'll move over to the Cavemen's lineup. We've got number one in the lineup getting things started off, Aiden Quintela, the shortstop, number 15. Then at number 2, we've got Tristan Thomas, the center fielder, number 13. Hitting third, Mac Mabry, the starting pitcher tonight, number 18. Hitting fourth, Delmonico Moreno, the first baseman, number 16. Batting fifth, Fabian Hernandez, DHing, designated hitter, number 20, Fabian Hernandez. I already said that. There we go. At number 6, we've got Zach Galindo, right fielder, number 7. Batting 7th, Ty Molina, the catcher, number 2. Batting 8th, Lenny Marquez, the third baseman, number 4. Batting 9th, Jeremiah Dominguez, the second baseman, number 21. And playing left field, being hit for tonight, is Garrett Fuentes. So, folks, we're going to get this thing started here in just a bit. Excited to kind of give you guys a brief on everything that's gone on this year. Of course, the Cavemen come into this season, or come into this state playoffs at a 21-5 overall record, the 3 seed in the state tournament. Very impressive, 8-1 district record. A loss that only occurred once to Hobbs, and that was in Hobbs in their first matchup of district. The Cibola Cougars sit at an 11-13 overall record and a 2-6 in district. So you know they finished out the season a little bit on a down slope as well. So I don't know how that's going to play into tonight, but we definitely have to consider the fact that the Cavemen and the Cibola Cougars have met up before. They actually met up in the championship of the Cavemen Classic, where the Cavemen won that one in dominant form. And we're just excited to see kind of what's to come, and how Mac Mabry performs is going to be a large part in kind of the dictation as to what's going to come for the Cavemen. Not just for this series, but of course going forward. He's the leader on this squad, considered the ace on the squad as well. He's had a good season on both sides of the plate, and we'll run down the numbers for you guys, some of the stat leaders, and of course the play-by-play for tonight. Guys, thanks for joining. If you know somebody that wants to watch the game, whether they're for Cibola or the Cavemen, definitely tag them or shoot them a text. Let them know they can watch this on Facebook Live or YouTube. My name's Trey Gonzalez of All Sports Best, alongside Red Rocket Media and the Cavemen Booster Club sponsoring this broadcast. All right, let's get things underway. Austin Griego steps to the plate for the Cougars. And Mac Mabry gets into his windup. The first pitch is a strike on the outer half. Good start for Mabry. And he's going to be dialed in on his final start on the mound at home. Here's a pitch, fastball down in the dirt, a 1-1 count. All right, here comes another one. Mabry, outside fastball. This one's fouled back. Makes it a 1-2 count. We do have stats printed out for the Cavemen tonight, all that we were able to get. Excited to dive into those a little bit with you guys throughout the night. All right, a 1-2 count. Here comes the pitch. This one, a bit of a loopy curveball. Kind of a get-me-by pitch, but outside and high, so a 2-2 count here to Austin Griego. Here comes the windup and the pitch. This one's a fastball high and outside. It's going to make it the 5th pitch of the at-bat. So here comes the 6th pitch of the at-bat for Mabry. And there's a fastball on the outer half, and that one's fielded nicely by Delmonico Moreno, and it is taken by himself unassisted. And that's going to be out number 1. So good start for the Cavemen, getting their first out. And as Mabry settles down, he typically uses less pitches throughout the game. But we'll see how this goes. I'm going to try and keep a running count of his pitches. I believe the max pitches you can throw on a weekend is 120. So here comes the windup and the pitch. This one hit in the first pitch, grounded over to Lenny Marquez. He skips one over to Delmonico Moreno, and he's going to have to tip his cap over there. A nice scoop by Moreno for out number 2. So good play by Lenny Marquez.
Number 9 catcher, Jacob.
And a great save there by Moreno to get that scoop. An underrated attribute for a team is their first baseman's ability to scoop, right? All right, so a 1-0 count here as we get things going for Jacob Segata. This is how I'm being informed. All right, the catcher for Cibola. Here's a curveball. This one comes down for a strike. And Mabry has a couple of different uses for that curveball. One like that one, kind of a get me by, get me over curveball, and then a much sharper one as well. The 1-1 count. Here comes a pitch, a fastball outside off the plate. Makes it a 2-1 count. So Mabry now at 10 pitches. And he gets set, the windup, the pitch. This one a curveball. It looks like he did go, and it wasn't a good location, so a good strike off of the curveball for Mabry. A 2-2 count here with 2 outs. Mabry's gonna go to work here and attack. Here comes the windup and the pitch. Curveball, that one looks like it came down into the zone, might not have been. Might have been a little bit high, so they're gonna call it for a full count ball. Here it is, 3-2 count, 2 outs, nobody on. And Mabry gets his sign from his longtime catcher, Ty Molina, and this one a fastball, a good foot off the plate for ball 4. So the first runner of the game has reached base with Jacob Sagata. And that brings up Aiden DePoy, the left fielder for the Cougars. Tonight's game is the first game of a series of 3, best of 3 series. If the Cavemen would be able to win tonight and tomorrow in game 1, they would conclude the series. But it is a best of 3 series, so it could be 1 game tonight, 2 games tomorrow. It looks like there is an issue with Molina's helmet as he heads over to the dugout and they throw him a new one. Looks like an easy transition. It fit him well. And Mabry's going to step into the plate, dig in from the stretch against Aiden DePoy. Checks over first. The leg kick, the pitch, a fastball outside for strike 1. A good pitch at that. The Cavemen played the Cougars earlier this year, beat them 12-1 in the championship on March 11th. Mabry checks back the pitch. This one a nice fastball again. This one a little bit more over the plate. Makes it 0-2. So Mabry in a good count here. And here comes the pitch. A fastball thrown hard, little extra juicy for a strikeout on 3 pitches and his first of the game so far. Mabry with 1 strikeout after 1 complete inning after facing 4 batters, allowing a walk. So the Cibola Cougars strand 1 on first base as we go head into the bottom of the first inning. Cavemen will bring up their usual top of their lineup: Aiden Quintela, Tristan Thomas, Mac Mabry, and Delmonico Moreno. All right, so yeah, I was looking at the Cougars record, of course, 11-13, but they're located in Albuquerque. Their district is very tough, as a matter of fact. They have Volcano Vista, Cleveland, Atrisco Heritage, and Rio Rancho all in their district. So it is a tough one. I believe they were 4th in their district and thus the 14th overall seed for the tournament. But tonight on the mound for Cibola is Austin Griego. Griego had the best ERA on the squad with a 4.43 ERA. Though he did not record a win on the season, according to Max Preps. It could be behind or it could be wrong, but he threw 36 1/3 innings on the season, and he has thrown the most. He's gotten the most mound time on his team, so they trust him. He is their ace. He is the guy that they want to see in the big situations, and the Cavemen are looking to try and get things rolling early if they can here in the first inning, starting with Aiden Quintela. Best thing about Aiden Quintela is the fact that he can do just about anything to reach base. He can use his legs, he can use his power. He is capable of putting one out of the yard. It is an impressive thing to watch Aiden Quintela throughout his early career, and he's just a sophomore. So here comes pitch number 1. Here's a curveball or a slider that gets over for strike 1. So quick worker for the Cougars. Immediately gets into the windup for strike number 2. Another off-speed pitch, a breaking pitch. So he's got, and here comes the windup one more time. That one looked like it could have been a two-seam, maybe a changeup, kind of hard to tell. Not a velo guy, more of a finesse guy, and a quick worker as a 3-strike strikeout starts the game off for the Cavemen's offense. Tough feat against Aiden Quintela, that's for sure. So looking at Tristan Thomas, he has a .381 batting average, a really good season this year. He leads the team in runs, hits, and doubles. So here comes the second pitch to Thomas, and this one, a two-seamer just a bit off the plate. Thomas swung over it and missed it. And there's a good pitch inside. They're going to call this one for a ball. Could have gone either way. And Griego asks kind of where that might have been missed. Looked pretty good from here. Nice curveball once again over the plate. And Thomas just trying to get a feel, but Griego just kind of digging in and getting to work. Here comes the pitch. This one a fastball off the plate. And I believe that the straighter pitch with a little bit of tail is his two-seam. I don't think it is a changeup from what it seems. So now Thomas steps into the box with a full count. Here it comes. This one hit high and in foul territory, not very deep. But that makes it a full count for Thomas. All right, so a hard hit ball, line drive into right center field. This one's gonna be a nice single for Tristan Thomas as he gets things started for the Cavemen. A single into the right center field gap. Great way to start off the state playoffs for senior Tristan Thomas as he brings up fellow senior Mac Mabry, who's starting on the mound today for the Cavemen. And Mabry has a chance to help his own cause out. A couple of factors that go into this at bat here. Tristan Thomas has wheels over at first base. A single would put him on third base minimum. Depends on where it's hit, I guess, but we have seen Mabry leave the yard opposite field as well. So if he does go opposite field, we'll have to see what happens. Thomas gets picked over at first base, but he gets back safely. So Mabry starts off his at-bat 0-1. Mabry actually leads the squad in RBIs, home runs, and triples. 6 home runs on the season. Mabry definitely has pop. So Griego takes a timeout to tie his shoes, throws the double loop in there. Double knot. I could see it from here. It had to be bunny ears, absolutely. All right, Mabry gets ready. Here comes the fastball high over the head for ball 1. So a 1-1 count. So 1-1 count, 1 out, runner on first base. Right now, 0-0 ball game here, early. So Griego is ready to roll from the stretch. Comes set, here comes a fastball outside. This one off the plate for a ball, and Tristan Thomas gets in at second base, and the ball gets past the shortstop, but Thomas didn't notice. But no big deal there, as he's definitely in scoring position. Him running to third base could have been a definite perk, but not super necessary, as that definitely puts him in scoring position with 1 out and a powerful Mac Mabry at the plate. Mabry this year so far has hit .362 on the season, another good batting average. Here comes another pitch. This one hit hard into right field. This one is going to be going to the wall, and Mac Mabry's going to be on third base. Absolutely. It could be more. He's going to be on a third base with a stand-up triple. Big-time hit for Mac Mabry as he brings in the first run of the game to support his own game on the mound. So 1-0, the Cavemen get things started off hot. And with one out, they bring up Delmonico Moreno. All right, so now up to bat is Delmonico Moreno. Moreno has been very good for the Cavemen as well. He ties Aiden Quintela and Ty Molina for most games played. He has been an Iron Man throughout the season, batting .300 for the Cavemen. And he has some impressive stats, including 21 hits. Here comes the first pitch. This one, a strike on the outer half. So according to my calculations, I could be wrong, but 11 pitches for Griego so far. Here comes the next pitch. This one, a curveball, his signature pitch. Over for a second strike, so 0-2 count. So big at bat here for Moreno because he could really get things started big time. Here's a pop fly into left field, and it's lost. This is going to be a double with ease for Moreno. Could be on 3. He might come all the way home, folks. Let's see what ends up happening. They're going to hold him at third base. So Delmonico Moreno ends up at third base with a triple thanks to the sun. An RBI for Moreno, and he basically just replaces Mac Mabry over at third base. And the Cavemen still with only one out have an opportunity, big one here at the hand of Fabian Hernandez, the designated hitter. So Fabian Hernandez, number 20. Hernandez batting .327 on the season. And he has 15 RBIs in 19 games. He's pretty efficient in making sure people get home. Looks like he's got some brand new batting gloves tonight, some mint color with black accents. I like these. These are pretty sweet. Let's see if he can put them to use here. Here comes a fastball over the plate. This one pops straight back. We're hoping it goes out of play. Looks like some trouble, and it almost caused the catcher to trip over his bat, but he's able to catch it, and that's unfortunate for Hernandez with a big opportunity at a runner at third base. So that's going to be out number 2. And Hernandez just kind of wishes he had that one back. I don't blame him. But the cool thing about the Cavemen is they trust each other to pick each other up. And here's a pitch. Outside, off the plate for ball 1. A 1-0 count here. Starting off to Zach Galindo. Here's a fastball. This one grounded over to second base, and Galindo's got some speed. They're going to have to get this over there. They beat it by about 2 steps, and the RBI opportunity falls flat as the Cavemen strand one over at third base, but not before they're able to score in 2 runs at the hands of a couple of their seniors, and Delmonico Moreno, the junior, coming through. So big inning already for the Cavemen. 2-0, they start things off against the Cibola Cougars. We're heading into the top of the second inning. All right, folks, so it looks like Griego threw right around 13 pitches on that, let's say 14 pitches in that inning. Still a pretty efficient inning for Griego, even after giving up 2 runs. Mabry, as a matter of fact, threw more pitches. According to my sheet, I have 16 pitches for Mabry. Something definitely notable, Griego, how quickly he works. I mean, just gets on the mound. He's ready to throw as long as he's got his sign and he gets things rolling, which is kind of a rarity, especially at the high school level. We've started to see things like that happening at the major league level because of time clock. But here, you have all the time in the world. You can waste clock as much as you want, and he keeps the fast pace. I like it. I respect it. I like the way that people get into their groove and know what they're going to do. Mabry, a veteran on the mound, knows what he wants to do. And he wants to get ahead of this batter. Here we go. Mac Mabry steps to the mound with a 2-0 lead heading into the top of the second inning. He gets his sign, the windup for the first pitch of the second inning. Here it is, a fastball outside. Just a bit off the plate, just a hair. So 1-0 count. Here's Mabry. The pitch swung on and fouled back. That makes it a 1-1 count. All right, Mabry gets his sign. The windup, the pitch. This one, a beautiful slider. Fooled him a bit, but he was able to hold up just enough for the umpire to not give it to him. Said he did not go. I think he did hold up on that one, to be honest with you. 2-1 count here. 2-1 count as Mabry faces Seth Galfano. This one fouled straight back. That was quite off the plate and high. Galfano gave it a shot. Galfano's a third baseman for the Cougars. He is one of the starting pitchers, and he has the most wins on the mound for the Cougars. Here comes a pitch from Mabry. This one swung on and missed for a strike three. Second K for Mac Mabry. So now here comes up number 10, Matthew Board, the designated hitter. He's hitting for Gilbert Griego, the shortstop, as he steps into the box. Here comes the pitch from Mabry. Fastball. Looked good. They didn't call it. Mabry's asking where it might have been. They might have said it was just a bit low. I'm not sure. 1-0 count. He comes set. The pitch. This one into the left-hand batter's box makes it 2-0. So a hitter's count here. Cibola tonight rocking the dark brown pinstripes on the pants. Pinstripes, always a good look. 2-0, here it comes. This one, a curveball to get me by. 2-1 count. Mabry sitting at 23 pitches in his inning and a third of work so far. Here's a fastball. This one skips. Looks like there was trouble with the mound on that one. 3-1 count. The American flag out in center field, blowing from right field to left field. So not a ton of effect on the ball in terms of flight in or out, but here's a wave by Matthew Board to bring it to a full count. That kind of wind definitely has effect on the ball as a pop fly for outfielders, but not as much of a help for home runs and deeper threats. All right, this one, a fastball, looked like it was the outside corner. And Mabry not too happy about that one, but that's going to be his second walk allowed in the game. And second batter to reach base. Number 2, Michael Stone up to bat, the right fielder, batting 7th. So the Cavemen have an opportunity here for a double play. Mabry comes set, checks the runner. Mabry crafty on the mound with a runner on base. Definitely harder to steal a base with a lefty on the mound, and of course to get a comfortable lead in any way. And Mabry's ability to pick over there fairly quickly doesn't help. 1-0 count, and here comes the pitch. Fastball way off the plate. And Mabry just kind of trying to find a way to dial it back in as he starts off his second batter behind in a row. Checks for the sign. Goes to pick. And Board is back at first base with ease standing. So Stone at the plate. Mabry comes set, checks back at first. Once again, here's the leg kick. This one, a fastball. Looked like it was a couple inches off. They gave him the strike there. So a 2-1 count. As Mabry comes set, checks over at the runner. Beautiful day for baseball today, folks. Here's a fastball. That one a strike as well. Hit the corner. A good pitch by Mabry. Very good. 2-2 count, 1 out. Runner on first base. Cavemen lead 2-0 if you're just joining us. 2-0. Folks, if you can't come to the game tonight, you can catch the game tomorrow. I believe first game is at 11 a.m. The leg kick, the pitch, a fastball, swinging. Strike 3 for Mabry against Michael Stone. So it's going to be his 3rd strikeout of the game.
The Cougars, number 7, second baseman, Derek.
Mabry definitely with a strong ability to get strikeouts. A couple of very sharp pitches, including his slider. Almost between a slider and a cutter, because it does come in hot. Here comes the pitch. This one a fastball. This one low. Starts off this batter behind as well. 1-0 count here. Board still at first base. Derek Chi up to bat, the second baseman, number 7. Here it comes. Fastball over the plate but low. Makes it a 2-0 count. And Molina takes a timeout to get his starter settled just a bit. Molina and Mabry have played together for a long time. Grew up together. Obviously, a lot of baseball through Cavemen baseball since they were 8th graders, but beyond that, right? I believe they both went to Shorthorn Little League. It's big time. Going deep. Going into the archives. 2-0 count here with 2 outs. Board over at first base. Chi at the plate. Here comes a pitch. This one a fastball. Swinging for strike 1. And I may be off because it's kind of hard to keep count and also call this, but I have Mabry at around 31 pitches. Here comes a pitch, a fastball. Swung on and missed. A good pitch there by Mabry, and maybe that little conversation between him and Molina kind of got him back in the zone. Sometimes all it takes is just a slight break to reset. A 2-2 count. Here it comes. Fastball, swing, and a miss. This one, the 4th strikeout for Mabry. So after getting behind on the batters, all 4 batters in this inning started off with a ball. Mabry was able to work back and get 3 strikeouts in the inning and allowing only 1 walk. So pretty impressive feat for him to come back on those. The only thing is the pitch count, really was what you kind of point to. About 33 pitches there in the first couple of innings for Mabry. Definitely something that can even out in this next inning with a couple of quick outs. But Griego goes up to the mound to start his 2nd inning of work. We're going to be right back here in just a bit, guys. Trey Gonzalez of All Sports Best here with Red Rocket Media and sponsored by the Cavemen Baseball Booster Club. Give us just a bit. We'll be right back. Now batting for the Cavemen, number 2, Ty Molina, the catcher. Another Ironman on this squad. 26 games played this year. Pretty impressive. Cavemen played 26 games total. Here's his first pitch, and he fouls this one off. gets the end of the bat and pulls it out of bounds. Or, yeah, pulls it foul. All right, Molina, like I said before, has played all 26 games. This will be the 27th game he started. Here's a slider. This one popped up into center field, kind of a troubled area. Will it be caught? No! Missed. A jump catch attempt, and that one was missed and dropped, so that's going to be an error on the right fielder. So E9 in the book there as Molina reaches first base safely. So a bad break for the Cibola Cougars, but a big one for the Cavemen as Lenny Marquez comes up to bat. Marquez had a big role in the final district series against Hobbs. Did really well at the plate. Made some good plays over at third base, and it's not anything we expect less of Lenny Marquez. All right, so Griego comes set. Runner at first base. Here's a first pitch fastball right at the chest of Lenny Marquez, and he tried to bunt it, but he fouls this one off for strike one. So you get the idea here, Cavemen trying to scrape together as many runs as possible, and you want to get into situations that you might see further on, but here almost picked off at first base was Colton Walker. Kind of got picked over on his front foot, but he was able to get back just in time. Here's the 0-1 pitch. This one, a breaking pitch. This one's going to be foul. The bunt initially looked pretty good, but with the spin of the slider, that one rolled out of bounds. So Marquez now in the hole 0-2 with nobody out. The Cavemen lead 2-0 here in the bottom of the second inning with no outs. Austin Griego on the mound for Cibola. And I've realized it is entirely too hard to keep pitch count while I do this, so it's not going to happen. So he picks over to first base. Colton Walker definitely saw it coming this time, and this is going to be strike three swinging for Lenny Marquez. So the first strikeout of the inning and second strikeout of the game for Griego. So runner at first base brings up Jeremiah Dominguez, the second baseman senior for the Cavemen, number 21. So let's see, Dominguez on the year, batting .368. Here's one into right field, shallow. This might be trouble, and no, it's not. Caught easy by the right fielder, and the only reason I say it could have been trouble was because we did see the error just one batter or two batters prior. So runner at first base, and very quickly the Cavemen see themselves with two outs. We started off the inning with an error and a guy on first base with no outs. You thought might have been a big inning, still could be as you bring up the top of the lineup. Aiden Quintela now up to bat. Here's a fastball off the plate. Bounced off the plate. So Aiden Quintela, the shortstop, number 15. Quintela batting .378. He's got the highest batting average on the squad, and he's got the most runs scored on the squad as well, tied for the lead at least with Tristan Thomas. Definitely liable to do something big here. Here's a slider that goes way high and gonna go for a ball. And Walker gets over to second base on a stolen base. So a 1-0 count here. Two outs, runner on second base. Quintela with all the power in the world to bring this team another run. Here comes a fastball. It bounces just in front of the plate. 2-0 count. A lot of 2s and 0s on the board right now. 2-0 count, two outs. Cavemen lead 2-0. And he goes to pick back at second base. They really want the pickoff here against Walker. And they saw him almost get picked off at first base a couple of times, so you don't blame that option, or at least that thought process. So the catcher for Cibola, Jacob Sagata, calls timeout, goes to talk to Griego. Quintela can threaten a lot more than just a single, but here he walks. I guess I had the balls wrong.
To the plate for the Cavemen, number 13, Tristan.
So it was a walk on 4 consecutive balls, so 4-0. And Aiden Quintela is over on first base. Tristan Thomas now up to bat with runners on first and second, 2 outs. Thomas leads in a lot of categories for the Cavemen and keeps it close as well. I actually said that Quintela was the highest batting average on the squad. It's actually, looking at it now, it is Tristan Thomas. He's got 29 runs, 32 hits, and leads the team in doubles with 9. So a double here would clear the bases likely. Here's a slider. Doesn't come across the plate in time, so a 1-1 count here with 2 outs. Thomas in his first at-bat had a single, and he hit it hard. And Cibola again try and pick off, and this one not successful. This gets Colton Walker over to third base and Aiden Quintela over to second. So now 2 runners in scoring position, and that puts away the opportunity for Cibola to get a force out at either second or third base. They're going to have to go 1 on this one, depending on the situation. Of course, that having to be a ground ball in the infield. Here it comes. This one a fastball high. Griego out of the box, or out of the strike zone on that one by quite a bit. 2-1 count, 2 outs. Griego shakes off a sign, shakes another one. Thomas calls a timeout. Wanted to go ahead and get reset, didn't want to get heavy. So runners on second and third here. Tristan Thomas in a perfect opportunity, and the umpire goes ahead and calls timeout as Griego started his windup before Thomas really even got set up, or really even got into the box. So good call by the umpire. Here comes the windup and the pitch. This one a fastball, low, 3-1 count. So with 2 outs, Tristan Thomas can make this 0 on the board, a 2 with the swing of the bat, and instead he takes the walk to make it bases loaded, and a big at-bat here for Mac Mabry. Mac Mabry started on the mound tonight for the Cavemen. Number 18, the senior, can really bring it home here if he's able to get a single and score in a couple of runs. Here comes the first pitch. This one a fastball off the plate. Good 6 inches off the plate for ball 1. Griego kind of struggling with his command right now at the moment. Mabry gets set. Here it comes. This one a fastball inside and high around the letters. 2-1 count. So with 2 outs, bases loaded, the Cavemen lead 2-0. Here comes the pitch. This one a slider. Mabry waited back well and took a hack at it. This one fouled back. I mean, it looked like he knew that ball was coming, as it was, but just missed it. Here comes the pitch. This one a fastball off the plate, and a walk here would score a run for the Cavemen. So a lot of noise here from the Cavemen crowd. Here comes a hard hit ball in the center field. This one's deep. Could it get past the center fielder? He's still running back, and he catches it on the run. Wow, what a catch in center field for number 8, Isaac Harvey. Wow. So play of the game so far easily belongs to Isaac Harvey, the center fielder for Cibola. Him missing that would have easily scored in 2 runs, probably 3 for the Cavemen. With 2 outs, all runners are a go. So runner at first base likely would have scored. It looked like there was going to be some trouble. It did end up being trouble, but it was a high difficulty catch that was taken down. So great job by Harvey, and Mabry almost gets a few RBIs to help his cause, but the Cavemen come up empty, stranding 3 on base. Folks, 2-0, the Cavemen lead. As we head into the top of the third inning, we're going to be right back. One, two, three. All right, folks, back at it. Thank you. As Mabry starts off the inning with a ball to the guy that just robbed him of an easy double there, Isaac Harvey, the center fielder. So here we go. Second pitch, a fastball high. This one swung on and missed. A 1-0 count for Mabry. All right, he gets his pitch. Here it comes. Fastball outside, swung on and fouled back. Nicely done by the PA guy right today. Nicely done, nicely done. The announcer, Brandon Bussell, ladies and gentlemen, hit the disaster button when the ball went out into the parking lot. You gotta love it. A 1-2 count here. Mabry off the plate and high. 2-2. Nobody on, nobody out. Cavemen still sit at a 2-0 lead as Harvey tries to get things started here for his team, the Cougars. And Mabry amps it up a bit, and this one ends up in the turf. So a 3-2 count here. Mabry on his sixth pitch of the at-bat. The windup, the pitch. This one a fastball low. A little bit of command issues here to start off the inning. And it looked like Molina had dropped the ball, or I guess I missed that. I was looking down to fill out the score sheet, but Cougars wanted to see their guy go to second base. He did not. That would have been a big risk, no doubt. So nobody on, nobody out. Or sorry, a runner on first base, nobody out. And Austin Griego at the plate. Cavemen try and run their trick play, but it does not bait the Cougars. So Griego kind of gets a free ball there. So the leadoff batter for the Cougars now up at the plate. Also the starter on the mound for Cibola. A 1-0 count. Mabry comes set, checks over to first base a couple of times. Here comes a fastball inside. The bunt attempt. Stayed out there, does not get a piece of it. 1-1 count. All right, so Mabry checks over. Here it comes. A fastball over the plate for strike two. 1-2 count. So Mabry has a double play in order. Of course, the strikeout doesn't hurt either. 1-2 count. Runner goes. Fastball, swinging foul ball for Griego. And Harvey heads back over to first base. Harvey, the center fielder, probably has some pretty good speed. Of course, running in from center field, and we saw him track down that ball going backwards. It was pretty impressive. Here comes the pickoff by Mabry. He throws a bullet over to Moreno, but it's caught and sent back over to the mound. 1-2 count. Mabry comes set. Checks over. Here it comes. A leg kick. The curveball does not come back in time. Makes it a 2-2 count. And you really want to see Mabry attack here. And here's a slider that stays low and inside. So that's going to make it a full count. And Mabry really playing with his pitch count here. Hiking it up there quite high. So with no outs here in the top of the third inning, full count, Mabry needs a strike here. This one off the plate and low. And Mabry pretty flustered here. Molina's going to go and talk to him for a second as he calls timeout, and the infield comes to talk to him, and it looks like they're going to send a coach out there as well. So 2 walks in a row for Mabry in his final appearance on the mound as a starter for the Cavemen, a senior year. Sometimes that can be a little bit overwhelming. You don't think the lights get too bright for Mabry, though, because you saw how well he did last year. You've seen how he's performed this year, and also as a state champion, you feel like, you know, we've been there before, but at the same time, as big of a gap it is between the 3 seed and the 14th seed, it's still 2 teams fighting for their season's life. So Mabry just kind of gets a reset, a talk, and he's going to start things back up. Mabry extremely capable of pulling himself out of a rut and going another 4 innings strong. But here with no outs and a runner on first and second, Cavemen could use a ground ball. Here comes the first pitch. This one, a bunt attempt, fouled up and back. A bunt in the air to Moreno would likely end up in a double play situation. But we'll see what happens. 0-1 count here. Mabry comes set against Cordray. Here it comes. Slider in the dirt. 1-1 count. So up to bat for Cibola is Evan Cordray, the first baseman, number 8. All right, folks, if you guys can give us updates on the Cave Girl game, we'd appreciate it. It looks like it was 0-0 in the top of the 7th inning, and here comes the pitch from Mabry. That one swung on and missed. A 1-2 count. And sometimes just a couple of pitches can get you set back on the right track. Here's a 1-2 count. Mabry here. This could be a huge pitch. This one, a fastball, low. 2-2 count. All right, so Cleveland now leads 1-0 in the bottom of the 7th inning against the Cave Girls. And they only play 1 game tonight. Here comes a pop fly over to second base, and this one caught by Jeremiah Dominguez. Cave Girls' season's at stake with just an inning left. So you hope to see things change, but a good pop fly out there for Mabry to get against Evan Cordray. Runners at first and second, 1 out. Mabry comes set against Jacob Sagata, the catcher. Here comes the pitch. This one a fastball off the plate, outside, ball 1. Cavemen lead 2-0, the top of the 3rd inning. Mabry comes set, checks back. Here comes the leg kick, the pitch, fastball, swinging, strike 1. And we know exactly what Mabry is capable of. He's had his ups and downs throughout tonight's game already. But we'll see what switch he turns on here. A 1-1 count. 1 out. Beautiful breaking pitch there, over for a strike. A 1-2 count. Cibola thought it was low. Could have been. 1 out, runners on first and second, a ground ball is what they want here. Here's a fastball, swinging strike 3, and that'll work. So that is Mabry's 5th strikeout of the inning, or of the game. Dang, that would be insane, huh? 5 strikeouts in an inning. Aiden DePoy, the left fielder, number 11, batting 4th in the lineup. So if you want a guy up, this is probably him for the Cougars. 2 outs. Here's a fastball. This one swung on and popped up high and out of play. Back behind the Cavemen dugout. Mabry starts this batter off, 0-1 count. If you guys can keep the updates coming from the girls' game, we'd love to see them. 0-1 count. And Mabry comes set, fakes the pick over to second base. Ooh, and they're going to call a balk here. Mabry's upset. You got on. Didn't see where the balk happened there. So Mabry throws the ball away, upset. And that puts him in danger of getting tossed from this game. You don't want to see that happen. That would hurt the Cavemen big time, both at the plate and on the mound in terms of depth. Cody May goes out there to talk to the umpire and doesn't agree with the balk call. I don't know if I saw the balk. Did you see a balk, Brandon? No. He did the inside leg move. Perfectly fine from my standpoint, but it could have been. Not sure where the umpires are from. Who hit a home run? Oh my goodness, folks, we got a Faith Aragon home run to make it 1-1 against the Cleveland Storm. That's the reason she was Gatorade Player of the Year. I mean, holy smokes, talk about clutch. Faith Aragon. Wow. 0-2 count here for Mabry. Here it comes. Fastball over the plate. This one's hit high in the air. This is going to be work for Garrett Fuentes over in left field. He's going to get under it and catch it. And this gets Mabry out of the inning. A lot of pitches thrown, but you could probably see Mabry still going a few more innings for the Cavemen. You'd hope to see that. Still a bit upset about the balk call that I'm going to have to go back to replay to see what the umpire might have seen. But huge game over for the Cave Girls. Of course, the number 2 seed facing off against the 15th seeded Cleveland Storm. And they went into the bottom of the 7th inning down 1-0. Faith Aragon came up and said, hey, guess what? I'm the Gatorade Player of the Year. Respect it. It's pretty awesome. All right, last year was a clean sweep from baseball and softball in both state tournaments and in Gatorade Player of the Year. We had Nolan Perry win it and Faith Aragon win it as a junior. And then we had, of course, the Cavemen and Cave Girls both take state. That was pretty incredible. Really one of the coolest things that I've been able to watch and announce and be a part of in some capacity throughout the season. It was really neat. But Faith Aragon coming up big with a bomb, and we wondered why there was so much commotion coming from the softball field. I'd imagine that's why, huh? Wow. So now up to bat for the Cavemen, Delmonico Moreno. All right, so Moreno now up to bat in his first at-bat of the game. In the first inning, he had a triple. Here's a shot in the air. This one's going to be trouble. It's going to be out of reach and out of play, so it's going to be the first strike for Delmonico Moreno. But like I said before, he had a triple. It was a triple that was dictated by the sun. Left fielder lost it. Moreno was able to snag 3 bases on that one. But very capable of doing it regardless. Here it comes. Slider, this one's fouled off down the left field line. About 4 feet left of the third base, maybe less. But it brings it to an 0-2 count. All right, so Moreno fouls it off. Moreno very notorious for being able to go deep in counts. He sees pitches well. If he doesn't like the pitch, he can foul it off. Thinks it might be a strike. I mean, it's just next level hitting, really, for Moreno in a lot of ways. 0-2 count, the pause, wind up. This one goes over the head of Moreno. A 1-2 count, nobody on, nobody out. Cavemen lead 2-0. And here comes a slider. That one's a bit high. Cougars fans wanted that one. Didn't seem like it was a reasonable argument. 2-2 count. This one, a pitch over the plate. This one might come down, and it does not. Foul territory by about maybe less than a foot. So Moreno is going to get back to the plate, but wow, that one was real close. Magnifying glass close. You might have seen a green blade of turf between that and the line. I just looked into the stands. I saw a guy polishing off his glasses like, did I see that right? Love it. 2-2 count. Moreno at the plate. Here it comes. This one a fastball inside. And here's a full count to Moreno, kind of like what I said before. Very capable of watching pitches, even if it's close. Very good. Here comes a full count pitch over the plate. This one hit hard down the line. And Moreno really working this count here. Great at bat for Moreno regardless. This has to be the 7th or 8th pitch of the at bat. Moreno steps in. Chokes up on the bat, a 2-strike approach. Here it comes, down off of the plate, and this is going to be a walk. Great at bat by Delmonico Moreno. Does anything he can to help his squad out, and this one is going to be a walk on about 8 pitches. Golly. Great at bat for Moreno. All right, if anybody's over at the base or at the softball game, let us know what is going on. We'd love to hear updates, and here it comes. The pitch, a fastball outside of the plate. Hernandez not able to put that one down for a bunt. 0-1 count. Runner at first base. Great opportunity for Hernandez. Has a fantastic batting average on the season. Hernandez batting a .327. Pretty solid. 1-1 count here. Here comes the pitch. This one a slider, this one high. And I feel like I explain this every game, but in order for it to be a strike, it has to cross the plate. It has to cross the plate in the zone, right? Like, it can't land in the catcher's glove and just loop over the zone. So when we hear arguments in the stands, and we see a pitch like that looped over the strike zone, came down into the glove, that is not a strike. But here we go, 2-2 count. No outs, here comes a pitch, big pitch. Fastball, this one's popped up over into right field. He's under it, catches it for out number 1. So F9 in the scorebook, and Hernandez goes down for the first out of the inning. So Zach Galindo comes up to the plate. He was the 3rd out of the inning. In the first inning, was the Cavemen stranded a runner over at third base. Galindo has an opportunity to beef up the bases here. Here comes a slider. We call this one a strike. Looked a bit high. 0-1 count. 1 out. Runner at first base. Cavemen lead 2-0. And folks, if you didn't hear, Faith Aragon sent the softball game into extra innings after hitting a bomb, but the Cave Girls able to get out of the first half of the bottom or of the 8th inning, so they're in the international tiebreaker. Score still 1-1, so Cave Girls can walk it off if they're able to score. Thank you, Patsy Ibarra and Mike Brunell, for keeping us updated here on the broadcast. A 1-2 count here to Galindo. This one, kind of a poke out on the end of the bat. This one comes down in left field and caught. Looked like it was going to be out of range. Almost looked like he had given up on it, but camped under it. Kind of deceiving. So fly out to left field, and it brings up Ty Molina. Ty Molina reached base on an error by the right fielder in the second inning. So Molina and the Cavemen really want to put some more runs on the board, help their cause. You never want a low-scoring game at any point in the state tournament when you have guys that you leave on base, right? You hate to go back and say, we would have scored 2 more runs in this inning, you know. And here comes an opportunity that opened just wide for the Cavemen as Delmonico Moreno goes over to second base. And Molina digs in with an opportunity. All right, Griego comes set, checks back. Here comes the pitch. This one a slider. This one off the plate. Good eye by Molina. Big at bat here once again. And these seniors want every reason to go back and say, yep, in the state tournament I had a base hit, an RBI, in a big situation. And it also helps, of course, going into this deeper in the state tournament if you are able to make it to that point and be able to feel that confidence that, yeah, I can contribute because I already have. 2-1 count. Fastball. This one off the plate by a couple of inches. Called for a strike. 2-2 count. All right, Griego. And Diego Mendoza. Man, if I could, I would switch over to the softball game to see what's going on. Sounds incredible. Here it comes. This one, a slider off the butt for Ty Molina. He's going to reach base on a hit by pitch. He has the most hit by pitch, most times hit by pitch this season for the Cavemen. Let me actually look at that stat because that was an interesting stat to see. Yeah, hit by pitch. He leads the team in hit by pitches and walks. He has 6. He's been hit by 6 pitches this year. That makes it 7. So now up to bat for the Cavemen, Lenny Marquez. All right, Marquez has a big opportunity here. Runner at first and second. Here it comes. This one swung on and missed on the slider. And Griego just keeps on challenging these Cavemen batters. Says go for it. 2-0, the Cavemen lead. 2 outs, runners on first and second. Here it comes, another swing and a miss for Marquez. Marquez this year batting .359, solid batting average. Here it comes, the pitch. This one a fastball, tried to amp it up a bit, got off the plate. So Marquez, 1-2 count, 2 outs. Comes set, here comes the pitch. This one, a fastball, hit into center field, camped under it. Harvey catches that one for out number 3. And another opportunity for the Cavemen's gone, as Griego's able to get out of this one unscathed. 2-0, the Cavemen still lead, but they have stranded quite a few runners on base. Right around 6 runners have been stranded. So we hope to see what happens with the Cave Girls win. Cave Girls win 2-1. So Patsy, can you give us an update on what happened? Sanders got a base hit. Cave Girls win. Michael Brunell, thank you. So Cave Girls win 2-1. So Cave Girls win 2-1. Beautiful. As you'd have hate to see that upset go down, and Cave Girls season in there. So Cave Girls have to have a little bit of fire. You're almost excited to see that happen because going into the state tournament, they don't feel as invincible. So they're going to have a little bit extra reason to come out firing away in Albuquerque this upcoming weekend, folks. But the Cave Girls advance past the Cleveland Storm A hard-fought battle by the Cleveland squad. So now up to bat for the Cougars, Seth Galfino. Here comes the pitch, a fastball off the plate for ball one. So Faith Aragon comes up clutch and saves the day. And Sanders comes up clutch and finishes things off for the Cave Girls. There's a fastball outside for strike one, 1-1 count. So we'll likely start to see Cave Girls come on over to the baseball game to support. Here's a ground ball over to shortstop. Aiden Quintela fields it clean, gets it over to first base with ease for out number one. So a good play there. Easy routine for Quintela. And it says that, oh, here we go. Hannah Martinez hit the game-winning single, it says. So a big shout out to Hannah Martinez, a senior. She's committed to playing college softball as well. Awesome. All right, a fastball off the plate. Mabry just a bit off on his, I think just a bit off on his timing there. Left the ball wide. 1-0 count. Mabry gets set. Here comes the pitch. Fastball. Ooh, looked like it was over the plate. Umpire does not agree. So I can check back over for Cibola. Looks like they're getting another pitcher warmed up. Mabry hits the outside corner for strike one. 2-1 count, 1 out, nobody on. Mabry gets his sign. The leg kick. Fastball high. 3-1 count here. And Mabry out of the windup, here it comes. Fastball off the plate. There's another walk for Cibola. That's actually Michael Board's second walk of the game. He walked in the second inning. Gave his squad a chance with just a runner on base. Here's Michael Stone in his first at-bat in the second inning. He struck out. Mabry has 5 strikeouts in the game. A ground ball here might be a little bit easier of a transition out of this inning, especially with the pitch count Mabry has accumulated. Here's a fastball off the plate for ball one. 1-0 count. And Mabry kind of still finding himself having a hard time getting the ball in the zone consistently here. Maybe just a minor adjustment. Here it comes, the windup. Leg kick, I mean. Beautiful slider in the dirt. 1-1 count, 1 out. Runner at first base. Cave Girls advance to the state tournament in extra innings. Mabry checks back. The leg kick, the pitch, fastball inside, almost gets him. Ooh, they're going to say it did get him. Initially, it didn't seem like they did, but that's going to go down as a hit by pitch. And a smart move by Stone to just head over to first base. Give his team a second base runner. Whatever you can do to help your squad. So now up to bat, Derek Chi, the second baseman for Cibola. Runners at first and second. And Mabry's going to have that balk in the back of his mind throughout. Mabry comes set. Cavemen lead 2-0 if you're just joining us. Here comes a pitch, a fastball outside. This one's strike one. 0-1 count. We're in the top of the 4th inning, folks. Top of the 4th inning. Thank you guys for joining us. Appreciate it. Here comes the pitch. This one a slider. Actually, I think that one was a curveball. That one just off the plate. 1-1 count. So beautiful night out here for Cavemen baseball and softball. A very jam-packed night for Cavemen athletics and Cave Girl athletics. A track district meet is being hosted here at the football field as well, so no parking for those of you wondering. But now that the softball game's over, come on down, catch the end of this game, you got somewhere to park. Before that, I'd have said bring a scooter. 2-1 count. Here comes the pitch from Mabry. This one swung on and missed. Molina gets it down. Oh, and he gets it over to third base. It goes into left field, and Fuentes tries to get it in, but not in time, and Cibola scores, and they strike for the first time tonight. 2-1. Cibola puts one on the board and just kind of brings things closer and definitely within reach. So Stone was over at first base. He's now on second base. So now Cibola has a runner in scoring position over at second base and a run on the board. So he checks back to second base. Here comes the pitch, a slider, curveball for strike 3. So that's going to be the 6th strikeout for Mabry there. And out number 2. Mabry still needs another out to get things rolling. All right, Mabry. Here it comes. First pitch fastball outside. Swinging strike 1. So Mabry facing off against Isaac Harvey, the 9th batter of the lineup. The leg kick, the pitch, a fastball over the plate for strike 2. Good start for Mabry here. And when Mabry is consistently in the zone, he is one of the hardest pitchers to hit in the entire state. Be easy to say that. Lefty with good velo, good breaking pitch. Fastball swinging strike 3 and out number 3. So that is the 7th strikeout for Mac Mabry, out number 3. And that puts us into the bottom of the 4th inning coming up, as the Cavemen want to kind of gain some more ground, try and get some insurance runs to help out their defense, of course. But this is game 1 of a 3-game series. It's really odd. We were talking about this actually just the other day, Ruben and I. And we were talking about how the Cave Girls go into a double elimination tournament at the state level, but they play a single elimination game prior, which doesn't make any sense at all. And the opposite goes for the boys. They play a 3-game series, but then they play a single elimination tournament at the state level. I think I understand the boys a little bit more because you think about pitching. Girls, you can pitch a little bit more, like, you know, back-to-back games and things like that. But I'd imagine there's still a lot of soreness and recovery involved with pitching in softball as well. So I don't know. Interesting for sure. But the Cave Girls escaped a near upset tonight in extra innings. So Jeremiah Dominguez now up to bat for the Cavemen. The second baseman for the Cavemen wants to get things started here. This one a slider. This one, off the plate, but called for strike 1. That one was a good few inches off the plate. Crossed off the plate. 0-1 count. Here comes a fastball. This one bounces off the plate. Dominguez now at a 1-1 count, starting off this inning. After Dominguez is the top of the lineup with Quintela, Thomas, and Mabry. Here comes a fastball, high and outside. So a 2-1 ball game. Cavemen are leading. Here's a slider that goes over the plate and catches Dominguez on the handle there for a pop fly over to shortstop for out number 1. So now up to bat, Aiden Quintela. 2-1, the Cavemen lead if you're just joining us. 1 out now. Here in the bottom of the 4th inning, Cavemen in a nail-biter with lots of opportunities to score. They did not take advantage in multiple occasions. By my scorebook, it looks like we've stranded 5 batters, 5 runners, 6 runners. So that's tough. So 1-1 count here to Aiden Quintela. This slider over for a strike. A 1-2 count. Here comes the pitch. This one swung on and hit hard in the left field. It could go. No, but it will bounce over. A ground rule double for Aiden Quintela. So Aiden Quintela does a celebration over at second base, well earned. As Quintela reaches base for the 2nd time tonight, he had a walk in the 2nd inning. This one now a ground rule double. So now this really starts things up for the Cavemen with a runner in scoring position. You bring up Tristan Thomas, followed by Mac Mabry and Delmonico Moreno, all of which are playing with some fire tonight. But Thomas comes up to bat 1 for 1 on the night with a walk, and he scored a run as well. So Thomas has seen pitches well at the plate tonight. The lefty, lots of pop, lots of speed. So number 13, Tristan Thomas, I believe, committed to play college ball at West, I think it's West Texas University, if I'm not mistaken. Here comes the first pitch. The bunt attempt, no good. This ball sails into center field, and that's going to put Aiden Quintela over at third base. So with 1 out now, a runner over at third base for the Cavemen. Thomas now with even better opportunity to score somebody in with ease. A single would do it. A blooper would do it. A pop fly would do it. The Cavemen want to see this merry-go-round start, so we want to see a base hit. Here it comes. The slider loops in high for a ball. 2-1 count. All right, here comes the windup from Griego. Here it comes, a swinging foul ball there. Why did I say swinging? Be hard to do a foul ball without swinging. It is possible, though. So a 1-2 count here with 1 out. Thomas grounds it over to first base. They're going to try and go to first base. Ooh, he almost made it in time. First baseman number 8, Evan Cordray, almost made a mistake and fell. But he gets it over just in time to catch Thomas for out number 2. So Mac Mabry wants to help his cause out here, give himself a little bit of cushion, a little breathing room. The Cavemen lead 2-1, runner at third base. Mabry at the plate. Here it comes. Fastball. This one bounces. So ball number 1. So with a 1-run lead, the Cavemen here in the bottom of the 4th inning have yet another opportunity to do something and help their cause. Mabry on the mound, so that would help him tremendously. Here's a slider. That comes over for a strike. So 2-1 ball game here at the Tom Forney Cavemen Corral. 2-1 count. Here comes the pitch. This one a slider once again. And Griego has used that pitch probably in majority tonight, even over the fastball. 3-1 count. Mabry in a hitter's count. If it is over the plate, you can expect a solid swing from Mabry. Here it comes, the pitch. This one swung on hard off the end of the bat, pulled over to right field. Could it be caught? It is. And that's out number 3. for the Cavemen. So Cavemen once again strand a runner, and that sends it into the top of the 5th inning. Cavemen lead just 2-1 off an unearned run. All right, yeah, we have a full moon tonight, like a light orange color, pretty neat. Over left field, left center field, this area. And Mac Mabry walking back out there, kind of soaking things in, it looks like, as he walks out there, takes his time. You gotta love the awareness to be able to think, you know, this might be, or this is my last time pitching on the Caveman mound as a Caveman baseball player. Emotional moment for some. Maybe a little emotional for me as I watch these kids grow up, but I won't admit it. All right, so 58 of you guys joined us so far tonight here on the All Sports Best Facebook page. Appreciate you guys. So 2-1 the Cavemen lead, but going into the top of the 5th inning, the Cougars are going to try and change that if they can. They're going to try and start things off at the top of their lineup, as a matter of fact. Austin Griego, Evan Cordray, and Jacob Sagata. We're going to be right back, folks. All right, folks, we're back at it. Mac Mabry gets a pop fly over into shallow right field, and Jeremiah Dominguez tries to catch it over the shoulder. A difficult play to make, and he lets that one drop. I think it hit off of his glove, so that would actually go down as a base hit because he was running backwards, and it was an unorthodox play out of reach almost. It'd be hard to see how that goes into the scorebook. All right, so 2-1 ball game, folks. Mabry able to get a pop fly, but it lands in shallow right field. And Cibola has a runner on first base with no outs. Here's a slider, this one off the plate for ball 1. So Griego had his first hit of the night. And here comes a pitch. This one a fastball, swinging strike right there for Mabry. Now up to bat, Evan Cordray, the first baseman, number 8 for the Cougars. The leg kick, the pitch, a fastball. This one fouled over the Caveman dugout. A 1-2 count still here. So Mabry and the Cavemen have a double play opportunity. They're able to get a ground ball here, especially up the middle. We'll see what happens. Here comes a pitch. This one, slider, grounded straight back up to Mabry. He throws it to second base, throws a strike. Quintela over to first base, a double play. Big play for the Cavemen as they're able to cut down a little bit of the Cougar confidence. So great job there by Mac Mabry to handle the PFP with grace. Got the ground ball, turned around, delivered a strike to the chest of Aiden Quintela, and he just threw a bullet over to first base for 2 outs, baby. The double play came into effect. I haven't seen very many double plays for the Cavemen here at home this year. Might have been one of the first I've seen on the year. So a 1-0 count. Here comes the pitch. This one a fastball outside for ball 2. 2-0 count. And the Caveman fans want that pitch, but that was a ball. 2-0 count. Hate to say it. 2-0 count, 2 outs. It comes set. The pitch. Fastball, swinging strike. 2-1 count now. Start to see some of the Cave Girl softball players heading over to the Caveman game to show their support. Probably a little bit of a exhale relief for the Cave Girls after that nail biter in extras. All right, there's a fastball inside for ball 3. 3-1 count. All right, Mabry takes a deep breath, gets his sign. Wants to deliver right here. Here it comes. Fastball. This one grounded over towards third base. Marquez has it on the run. Gets it over to first base, but Moreno can't handle it. Goes a little bit wide. And Galindo backs it up, but not before Segata gets over to second base. So that's going to be an error on the Cavemen for Marquez. So runner over at second base. Aiden DePoy at the plate, the left fielder. Today he has gone 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a pop fly to left field. So they're going to bring in a courtesy runner over at second base for Segata, the catcher. Might have added a bit of speed to the base path there. So 2 outs, Mabry, the runner on second base. Here it comes, a fastball outside for strike 1, or outside corner. Good pitch by Mabry. And he gets his sign, working a bit quicker now. Mabry with the kick, the slider, or curveball, I'm sorry. This one just a bit outside, but Mabry takes his time to go and actually ask the umpire himself where that might have been, where that missed. And he steps back in. Runner at second base. Cavemen lead 2-1 with 2 outs. A 1-1 count with Mac Mabry facing off against Aiden DePoy. The Cougars a 14 seed, but tonight the Cavemen have had some trouble getting runs in across the plate. Here comes a fastball off the plate. 2-1 count. This one missed by a good 1.5 feet. And a lot of tension in the stands. 2-1 count. Fastball, this one swung on and fouled straight up and back. This is going to be out of play. It's going to make it a 2-2 count here with 2 outs. Big game here for the Cavemen. Of course, you want to take game 1 in a game of 3 series, of course. They would have an opportunity. They do have an opportunity to play 2 more tomorrow. Whoever, you know, is down 0-1 going into tomorrow. But the Cavemen want to get this thing wrapped up in 2 if they can. That's the expectation of a defending state championship team. And Mac Mabry trying to earn the win here. He comes set. Runner at second base. He checks twice. The leg kick, the pitch, the runner goes. A strike 3 slider looking. The first strikeout for Mabry looking. He has drawn a lot of swinging strike 3s, but never a looking. That was his 8th strikeout of the game. And he only faced 4 batters in that inning. Great double play by the Cavemen. Really fired up that inning. All right, folks, so heading on into the bottom of the 5th inning, the Cavemen lead 2-1. And they're going to come up to the plate, starting off with Delmonico Moreno, who is 1 for 1 with a walk and a triple, followed by Fabian Hernandez, Zach Galindo, and Ty Molina. So can this be the inning the Cavemen really open things up, or what is, when is something going to give? That's the big question. This year, folks, as a matter of fact, the Cougars allowed 7.5 runs per game on average, and they averaged about 5.5 runs per game. So they're used to giving up a good amount of runs. The Cavemen not able to capitalize on their base runners at the moment. But we're going to see if that changes. Moreno has had a very good game tonight so far. He wants to look to make that continue. Griego still on the mound for the Cougars, and a nice slider, his number 1 pitch, over for a strike, an 0-1 count. Moreno digs in. He puts one over on the ground to shortstop, fielded, thrown over first base, and it goes toward the dugout, and they're gonna give this one a dead ball, so he's actually gonna get another base on it. An interesting call there to give him an extra base, because it didn't go into the dugout. It just went into some players that were outside of the dugout. You would almost imagine they say dead ball and he stays right at the base if we're being real about it. But regardless, it works out for the Cavemen. So Delmonico Moreno reaches base on an error, and he's able to get into scoring position right away. Now that brings up Fabian Hernandez. Yeah, the Cavemen this year have had great success in tight ball games. They've also had success in single innings, just having big rallies. Obviously, with a 21-5 overall record, you've got to have a lot of variety in your wins. But I wouldn't imagine Cavemen feel too much pressure, too much nervousness. They trust each other. Here's Fabian Hernandez. And a good pickoff move over to second base, but it doesn't get there in time. Moreno, good awareness over at second base. 2-0 count here to Fabian Hernandez. Hernandez popped out twice tonight. And here's a ball in the turf. Makes it a 3-0 count. So with no outs, a runner on second base, Fabian Hernandez with a hitter's count here, 3-0. You know, we've seen Griego have some struggles off and on for the Cougars. So I wouldn't even have him think about swinging here, and he didn't even have to think twice. It wasn't close. So a base on balls on 4 straight for Fabian Hernandez as he reaches base for the first time tonight. Galindo's looking to try and do the same thing, 0 for 2. As he goes and has a short conference over there with Coach May. Griego and Sagata get a little bit of a meeting as well at the mound. So Galindo has been the starter in right field this year, all year long. Galindo batting .344. Here comes the first pitch from Griego. And he puts a bunt down in no man's land. He's going to reach first safely. Yes, he does. Great job by Galindo to put that in the perfect spot. What a bunt for the senior and the right fielder. That loads the bases for Ty Molina. Molina tonight 0 for 1 with a hit by pitch, but this is the thing, folks. He has one of the highest, if not the highest, on base percentage on the team. Oh, he's got the second highest on base percentage on the squad. So he finds a way to get on base a lot of times. And they're a swinging, big swing there by Molina, by the way. So 0-1, Griego into the windup. Here it comes, a pitch off the plate. Makes it 1-1. So 2-1 ball game, folks. The Cavemen lead 2-1. Bottom of the 5th inning, no outs, bases loaded. Here comes the pitch from Griego. This one hit hard into right field. This is going to put him back a little bit. He catches it on a jump. Delmonico Moreno is going to score on that one with ease. You would have thought we would have seen Hernandez tag up at second base for third, but didn't see it. But regardless, a nice RBI for Ty Molina and a sacrifice fly. So now runners on first and second with 1 out. So Cavemen now lead 3-1, folks. 3-1. Cavemen lead 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And Griego has to be getting up there in pitch count. Both he and Mabry have thrown a lot of pitches tonight. All right, so looks like we had a little bit of a lineup change. Number 14, Jack Peterson, came in for Lenny Marquez. Not sure where they'll put him. Typically an outfielder. Jack Peterson with an opportunity for the Cavemen. Here's a first pitch, high fastball up at the head of Peterson. And that's going to be runners at second and third now. And Peterson now with an even bigger opportunity. So Peterson, another ball player on this squad that looks like he's built like a college player, to be honest with you. There's a lot of those on this Caveman team this year. Here's a slider that gets over for a strike, a 1-1 count. According to Max Preps, Peterson has participated in only 10 games this year. Batting .292. Here's a 2-1 count with one out to Peterson. Here it comes. This one, the slider over the plate, a good pitch. 2-2 count. Griego getting his signs. The windup, the pitch. This one, the slider. Peterson reaches out and fouls this one off to stay alive. Good piece of hitting for Peterson on that pitch. So runners on second and third. The windup, the pitch. This one goes off the hip of Jack Peterson, and Griego, a mini meltdown over there on the mound a bit, as that makes it bases loaded. And what has been kind of a pitcher's duel tonight, really. So that's the second hit by pitch tonight for the Cavemen, or for Griego. He hit Ty Molina in the third inning and hit Jack Peterson right here in the bottom of the fifth inning. So Cavemen again with the bases loaded opportunity with one out, and that brings up Jeremiah Dominguez, the second baseman. He calls timeout. Griego taking a bit to get his signs. And here he goes into the windup. The pitch, fastball off the plate, about a foot. 1-0 count. 3-1 the Cavemen lead, folks. With bases loaded and one out here in the bottom of the fifth. Here's Jeremiah Dominguez. He puts one in the outfield, a pop fly, and they're not going to get to it. This is going to be a base hit. So that's just going to advance each runner, and a run comes in for the Cavemen. Fabian Hernandez scores that run, and Jeremiah Dominguez has himself a single and an RBI. Big moment for the senior. Great job by Dominguez to put one out in the outfield. That one made it look like they had time to get to that ball. Maybe a diving play, possibly. But they kind of pulled up early and didn't even give it a shot. Wild. All right, so that's going to do it. That's going to be the end of the night for Austin Griego. And that's going to bring in number 14 for Cibola. Number 14 for Cibola is Aiden Joyce, a senior. And Cibola seemingly not using a starter here. Recorded the three likely starters for this series. If they did go 3 games, it would be Austin Griego with a 4.43 ERA. Aiden Harrison with a 7.72 ERA. And Seth Galfano with a 7.82 ERA. So here, going to the bullpen, is Cibola. All right, folks, we're going to be right back taking a short break. You're here with All Sports Best, Red Rocket Media, brought to you by the Carlsbad Cavemen Booster Club. We'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, back at it here. We've got Aiden Joyce on the mound for the Cibola Cougars facing off against the leadoff batter for the Cavemen, Aiden Quintela. This is a battle of the Aidens. With bases loaded, nonetheless. 4-1, the Cavemen lead with one out. Quintela up to bat. Here comes the first pitch. This one a fastball. Looked like it had some heat behind it. A good pitch for strike one. Seemed a bit outside, but strike anyway. All right, so here comes the windup and the pitch. This one another fastball. This is going to get away from the catcher, and it's going to be another run for the Cavemen. Zach Galindo comes through. And an easy run for the Cavemen there as that one got far away from the catcher, far away from Sagata. It's going to advance the runners, so even better than bases loaded. Runners on second and third, the run comes in, and there is no forced play or forced double play in effect. And this next pitch fouled off as Quintela liked that outside pitch. He had seen that it was called for a strike. He decided to give it a shot. A 1-2 count here with one out. Runners on second and third. Here comes the windup, the pitch, a fastball swinging, strike three, and they use the outside pitch against Quintela 3 different times. So that's going to be the second out of the inning on a swinging strike three. So Tristan Thomas comes to the plate. And Joyce comes in looking pretty good, but the pass ball hurts a lot. Here comes the first pitch, a fastball inside for ball one. Joyce has a good amount of velo. Runners on second and third, 5-1 the Cavemen lead, 5-1 with 2 outs. Comes the windup and the pitch. This one a fastball high, looked pretty good from here. 2-0. 2-0 count. Pretty full stands here as the Cavemen wanted to see the last start for senior Mac Mabry and definitely the last Friday night game of the year here in Carlsbad. So this one, a fastball inside for strike one. 2-1 count here with 2 outs to Tristan Thomas. Thomas 1 for 2 on the day with a walk included. And he swung out of his shoes on that one. He wanted it all. A 2-2 count here with 2 outs. If given a good pitch, Thomas can handle velo well. Here it comes. This one a fastball down the middle for swinging strike three. And Joyce able to go in and get 2 strikeouts in his appearance and get out of the inning for the Cougars. But the Cavemen record 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning to make it 5-1, and Mac Mabry will go back out there with a little bit of breathing room, more than he's had throughout tonight's game all night. Top of the 6th inning we go. Back at it, folks. Mac Mabry on the mound for the Cavemen. And not an idea where his pitch count is, but it has to be fairly deep. Cavemen will use Mabry as long as they can. Looks like they do have a pitcher in the bullpen. Just getting loose, just getting warmed up. But they will ride Mabry's arm as long as they can to go ahead and open up for pitching tomorrow. And that's the role of a starter, especially an ace, to soak up as many innings as possible and give them your best performance. Mabry has done well tonight. Lots of pitches thrown and one unearned run on a throw, on an error. Mabry starts off with a ball. Here comes the next pitch. This one, a fastball swinging strike. This one comes against number 21, Zach Galfano, the third baseman for Cibola. 1-1 count. Mabry with the windup, the pitch. This one, slider way off the plate. Might have slipped. 2-1 count, no outs, nobody on. 5-1, the Cavemen lead here in the top of the 6th inning, folks. Top of the 6th inning, Cavemen lead 5-1. Mabry steps off. Might not have liked the pitch call. Wants to get reset. He's got the pitch. Here it comes, the windup. Fastball fouled straight back for Galfano. 2-2 count. And for those of you just joining us, as we saw Brian Hall throw it into the comments section, 2-1 final. The Cave Girls won in extras. And Mabry puts a slider on the outer half. Swinging strike 3. And that's going to be yet another strikeout for Mabry, the 9th of his night. And his first out of the 6th inning. And based on records and things, you would think that at both fields you would see 10-plus runs scored by both teams. Not tonight. Fastball way inside, dangerously close on Matthew Board, the DH for Cibola. So Mabry starts off this at-bat, a 1-0 count. The windup. This one, a slider off the plate into the left-hand batter's box. 2-0. All right, folks, love to hear it in the comments section. What would be your walkout song if you had a walkout song? What would it be? What would get you hyped up? Or what would be a great walk-up song? You can put in multiple. We'd love to see it. Let's see that comment section start to work. 2-1 count here for Mabry. The windup, the pitch, fastball, grounded straight up the middle. This one handled by Quintela. Can he make the play? Oh! A good play by Quintela. But the hop to Moreno, pretty difficult. I'd imagine some spin off of that turn and throw on the run. So tough play there for the Cavemen. A good range for Quintela. He's got some speed, and he keeps things so smooth it looked like it was supposed to happen. That play is not made by probably 65–70% of the state of New Mexico shortstops. Okay, so fresh count here. Mabry, the pitch. This one a fastball outside and low. So now up to bat is the pitcher, Aiden Joyce, for Cibola. All right, let's see what we got. Bruno Mars. All right, what Bruno Mars song we talking? Because that is a great choice. And can't touch this. MC Hammer. Like it. I like it. 1-0 count here. Mabry checks back over. The leg kick, the pitch, fastball. This one popped up high and deep into right field. Galindo gets under it. Looks like it was tough. He moved around a bit, but got it. So good play there for the Cavemen for out number 2. Looked like that ball might have had a little bit of movement. Flag shows it's very slightly windy tonight. Could have swirled the hair or had some movement a bit. Lincoln Park numb. Ooh, Lincoln Park. That's a good one. Forget about Lincoln Park. All right, 0-0 count. And here's the first pitch. This one off the plate outside, 1-0. So with 2 outs, a runner on first base, Mabry faces off against Derek Chi, the second baseman for Cibola. And umpire calls it a ball. The Cavemen fans don't agree. So here we go. Next pitch, fastball. Inside for strike one, inside the zone. Looked like it was same location. Runner on first base, 2-1 count. Here's a fastball, swing and a miss. 2-2, 2 outs. Cavemen lead 5-1. I don't know what that is. Song. So I don't know. All right, so that one's fouled back. 2-2 count. 2 outs. Runner over at first base, Moreno. Holding the guy on over at first base. Mabry throws a nice slider. This one doesn't hit the corner. And Chi wanted the walk with 3 balls. So it's going to make it a full count there. 3-2 count. 2 outs. And the fans getting chippy, huh? So with 2 outs, Mabry with a big pitch. Here comes it. Fastball. Here comes it. That's what I said. Yep. Three-two count once again. Stays full off of the foul ball from Chi as he works Mabry's pitch count a little bit deeper. Mabry can get out of this inning clean. Here it comes. Looks over to first base. Checks him again. Again, the leg kick. Fastball. This one heads to the backstop. This is going to put runners on first and second. And as long as, yeah, it looks like that's going to be the end of Mabry's night. So runners on first and second. And Cody May is going to pull Mac Mabry out for the final time here at the Cavemen Corral. The senior, unless they're, or maybe not, let's see. They're talking about it. You might give him another batter, but you just have to wonder where the pitch count is. All right, so umpire's going to go out there and end this conference. No, it looks like they're going to leave Mabry out there. He might have a few more pitches on his count. The rule is if he starts a batter before reaching 120 pitches, he can finish that batter. But Mabry is definitely primed for the state tournament to get things going in the next round if the Cavemen advance, because his arm has felt this deep of a game. Here it comes, fastball, inside, couple inches in. This one's not gonna get the call, 1-0. Okay, I actually have heard the Jesse Forrest song. That is awesome, that's funny. All right, 1-0 count, here it comes. Fastball, out low, 2-0 count. Mabry trying to find it here for another batter. He comes set, checks the runner over at second base, keeps checking. And there comes a foul ball. 2-1 count against Isaac Harvey, the 9-hole batter, the center fielder that saved Cibola from giving up about 3 runs on a Mac Mabry deep center field fly ball. Fastball. Fouled straight back over the booth. 2-2 count, 2 outs. 5-1, the Cavemen lead here in the top of the 6th inning. Mabry trying to finish off this inning if he can. This pitch could do it. Here comes the leg kick, the pitch, fastball. Outside, they're not going to give it to him. It was close. A 2-2 count, I'd be surprised when they don't call something like that. It was close. Could have gone either way. 3-2 count. 2 outs. Limp Bizkit break stuff. I like it, guys. In the comment section, for those of you that might have just joined us, we're putting in great walk-up song possibilities for players. Here's a pitch, a fastball inside. That's going to walk them. And that's going to load the bases. This is going to be a tough situation to come into for the relief pitcher. I'd imagine it might be Fabian Hernandez or Garrett Fuentes, and we'll see who it is. And it is going to be Fabian Hernandez coming out to take this spot for Mac Mabry. This is his final game on the mound as a senior. Played a lot of great innings for the Cavemen. Pitched a lot of great innings for the Cavemen. And tonight, as of right now, Mabry did not allow an earned run on the night in 5 2/3 innings pitched. And Fabian Hernandez has a duty here, has a job to do. If he's able to get out of this inning, he'll save Mac Mabry from giving up an earned. And he's definitely capable of it. Fabian Hernandez, known for his different arm angles more than anything. He's got some velo behind his pitches. He does have multiple pitches to throw, but not only that, he changes the way that he throws from pitch to pitch. Sometimes he goes over the top, brings a little extra heat, goes sidearm 3/4, lower 3/4. I mean, he'll stay from 180 to 45 degrees the entire time. So, or let's see, how would I say that? 180 to 90 degrees. Let's go with that. All right, folks, so as Fabian Hernandez prepares for a tough job at hand, the Cavemen lead 5-1 here in the top of the 6th inning with 2 outs and bases loaded for Cibola in a dangerous situation. Big, big situation. We're going to be right back, folks. Feel free to throw it in the comments section. What would your walkout song be? Let's open that conversation right up. Back at it again here for the Cavemen. Fabian Hernandez on the mound, number 20. The junior for the Cavemen comes in a big situation, big role here for game 1 of the 3-game series, or the best of 3-game series. So up to bat here with bases loaded for the Cougars is Austin Griego, the leadoff batter, as a matter of fact, and the starting pitcher for Cibola. Here's a first pitch fastball over the plate for strike 1. Good start for Hernandez. Hernandez has done really well on the mound for the Cavemen this year. Here comes another pitch. This one comes down from the 3/4 slot. A slider. Tough to hit. Good pitch. 0-2 count. Lots of confidence here for Hernandez. But a big pitch. The windup. Fastball high. Griego doesn't go for it. 1-2. 2 outs. The leg kick, the pitch. Nice pitch by Hernandez. This one's fouled off of the light pole. Almost hits the first base coach in the in the head. 1-2 count with 2 outs. Soul Man, yes. That's a good one. Brandon, nice. All right, here we go. Ground ball. This one goes over, and it's going to be a tag out over at second base. Great job by Dominguez. He kept his cool. He's just jogging off like, yeah, that's what I do. With a 3rd out is what Fabian Hernandez does. Great job by the junior to come in and save a possible big inning from happening for Cibola. Mac Mabry's got to buy him a Sonic drink or something tonight after that third out. All right, folks, the Cavemen here with their bottom of the sixth opportunity to score a couple more if possible. Here's Mac Mabry, Delmonico Moreno, and Fabian Hernandez coming up to the plate. All right, so Cibola, like I said before, a very tough district, by the way. Volcano Vista, Cleveland, Atrisco Heritage, Rio Rancho, all in their district. They actually finished out the season 4th in their district with 2-6 in district play and 11-13, and still made it as a 14th seed. Yeah. Guys, there's an event tomorrow, actually, during the day. I believe it starts at 8 a.m. If you want to head on out there, go on out to the Washington Ranch. Kark Inc. is hosting their 50th anniversary Family Day, I believe is what it's called. So come on out and check it out. We'll be there playing music for a bit, and we'll have some cornhole boards out there. You can feel free to challenge me for thousands of dollars. Joking, I'm joking. Hundreds will do. Here comes a boom by POD. That's a good one. Will I Am, Go Hard or Go Home. I like it. Some good answers in the comment section. I actually got a chance to see Here Comes the Boom from POD at the Sun Bowl a couple of years back. They performed at halftime. It's kind of cool. Fun fact. But Faith Johnston says, fantastic job, Mac Mabry. Yes, he did. And here's an opportunity for Mabry to extend his night or make his night even better. He had a triple in the first inning. He's 1 for 3 on the night. And he can really bring the house down here with something big. Here comes the first pitch. This one, kind of a little bit of a cutter action on that pitch. Calling this one a strike. 0-1 count. So here comes the next pitch. This one. Off the plate. All right, so Cibola getting another relief pitcher. His name, Aiden Harrison. There's no shortage of Aidens in this game. If we could do a percentage, it would be high. Let's go with that. 2-1 count here to Mabry. This one doesn't get over the plate in time. 3-1 count. All right, so 3-1 count over to Mac Mabry's. No outs, nobody on. He's the first batter of this inning. Here it comes. Fastball. Mabry wanted all of it. Swing hard. Full count. 5-1 ball game. The Cavemen lead here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And Mabry watches this one down in the zone for ball 4. It was a close call, though. Some complaints coming from Cibola. And the umpire tilted his head like, well, it was close. But Mabry makes it to first base. So 1 for 3 on the night for Mabry with a walk. So 500 on the night on base percentage. Delmonico Moreno at the plate. He's had a good night. 1 for 2 with a triple and a walk. First pitch, this one a slider high. 5-1 ball game, Cavemen lead. The Cave Girls won earlier, 2-1 in extras. Cibola looks over, or Aiden looks over. This one, a slider goes over the head of Moreno for a 2-0 count. And Mabry gets over to second base. On the steal attempt, I mean, he went. He was gone anyways. So the first baseman, Moreno, at the plate with a hitter's count. And he can work a count from 0-2. He can work a count from anywhere. and waste pitches from a pitcher, but not only that, he's going to get the pitch he wants when he's going to get a hit. It's always fun to watch Delmonico hit. Cavemen won state last year. They came into the state tournament this year, 3 seed. We've had trouble with the 14th seed tonight, just by offense. Defense has done well for the Cavemen. Delmonico steps back in after the pitchers conference. The leg kick for Harrison, the pitch. This one a fastball, couple of feet off the plate. 3-0 count, nobody out. Runner on second base. That runner is Mac Mabry. 5-1 the Cavemen lead. Harrison comes set. Moreno just fakes the bunt. Try and get the ball call, and he does. From here it looked pretty good. Didn't look like a ball at all, as a matter of fact. But the second walk allowed for Harrison and as many batters faced. Runners at first and second. That brings up Fabian Hernandez. Hernandez has reached base once on a walk last inning, but has gone 0 for 2 tonight. Mabry steals third base, and this one's thrown into left field, and Mabry's going to score. So he kind of forced an error there and got into home. So the Cavemen now lead 6-1. 6-1. The Mission Impossible theme song. I like that. That'd be a good one. I like that. I'm using that on a video. Love it. All right, so Harrison comes set. Runner on second base now. No force play involved. Here's a first pitch. This one off the plate for ball 1. Oh, ball 2. That's right. All right, so Harrison has walked 2 batters and faced 2 batters so far. Here in his third batter, he already has 2 balls thrown. Here's another one. This one hit into center field, kind of shallow. They tag up, but do not go. So Moreno will remain at second base, and a pop fly out to center field for Hernandez for out number 1. So Zach Galindo gets to the plate. His nickname Dorito. Not sure where that came from. I'd love to know the story, because I know that there were 3 Zachs. They called them Dorito, Frito, and Cheeto. I think Cheeto was actually Lenny Marquez at one point, or Frito. His name also Zach. So we'll have to get the full story behind that. A 1-0 count here to Zach Galindo. Here it comes, the pitch. This one a fastball. Just a bit low. 2-0 count. 1 out. Delmonico Moreno over at second base. Cavemen lead 6-1. So they've got some cushion, a pretty good one at that. Here in the bottom of the 6th. Here's a bunt attempt. This one fouled off, and the Cavemen foul off a lot of bunts, but Galindo had a great bunt last inning to reach base between first base and the pitcher. And they had a hard time getting to it and getting it to first on time, and he was able to reach base safely. A pretty big spark, and he ended up scoring a run that way. Cavemen had their big inning with 3 in the bottom of the 5th. Now with 1 run across here in the bottom of the 6th, they want to expand it. Here comes the pitch. This one a swing and a miss for Galindo for strike 2. 2-2 count. So Galindo steps into the box. Here comes the pitch. This one a fastball off the plate. Full count. 6-1 ball game. Cavemen winning. It was a 2-1 ball game until the bottom of the 5th. And they hit him. So hit by pitch for Zach Galindo. That's the 3rd hit by pitch of the night for against the Cavemen. So runners on first and second, one out. Ty Molina comes to the plate. The catcher for the Cavemen, he is what you might consider an Iron Man. Behind the plate, it's tough, a lot of work as a catcher. He has played and started in all 26 games this year, and today makes it 27. Here's a fastball up at the hands for ball one. Lots of command issues for Harrison tonight so far. A 1-0 count. Moreno gets his lead. And this one hits Molina on the shoulder. That's his second time getting hit by a pitch tonight. So he's just kind of getting used to it at this point. I don't know if you form calluses or not, but if you do, Molina has them. He has been hit by the pitches more than anyone on the team. You might even put him up there, anyone in the state. I think he's got, let me actually look at that because I had it here. Yeah, hit by pitches, Molina had 6, so that makes it 8. I don't know. We'll have to see. I remember playing with a guy, I think it was junior league baseball, and he got hit in the season like 15 times. And then you think he made the All-Star team and got hit like 3 more times in All-Stars. So sometimes there's a strategy to it, just kind of I'm going to crowd the plate. I'm going to make it tough to throw it inside on me. And other times it's just bad luck or good luck, however you want to spin it. It is a free base. All right, folks, so Cougars head on into their 4th pitcher of the game. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning with 1 out and runners on first, second, and third. Bases loaded. We'll be right back. All right, I love this conversation. Brian Hall says, Carlos Quinton got hit 5 times in 1 game at Florida State. Carlos Quinton played alongside Brian at Stanford. And I think it's still an NCAA record. That's got to be a record. 5 times in 1 game. Were they hunting this guy? They didn't want to give up 4 pitches for an intentional walk, maybe? Interesting. Fun fact there, folks. All right, so Lenny Marquez comes to the plate. Bases loaded, 1 out. Marquez today so far has gotten, surprise, hit by pitch and has gone 0 for 2 otherwise. Here's a fastball off the plate for ball 1. Looked like a pretty good pitch. This is number 12 for Cibola that just came in to pitch, Elias Miera. Swinging strike 1. 1-1 count. 1 out. Marquez, here comes the pitch. This one a fastball high and outside for ball 2. 2-1 count. Cavemen lead 6-1 here in the in the bottom of the 6th inning. I apologize. The wind up, the pitch. This one a check swing from Marquez, but it was over the plate anyways for strike 2. He said, yes, that one changed. Oh, he charged the mound after he got hit by Granke and broke his collarbone. Wow. Granke pitched for Florida State. I did not know that. All right, so full count here. Here's Miera. The pitch, a fastball off the plate for ball 4, and that walks in another run. Cavemen now leads 7-1. So Marquez has reached base safely twice tonight. And Dominguez comes to the plate. He's 1 for 3 on the night. A base hit here could score him 2 RBIs. And there's a Late foul ball there into the Caveman dugout. He deposits that one at the faces of his teammates. But it looks like everyone's going to be okay, which is nice. Oh, 1 count here with 1 out. Here it comes. Fastball high. So with bases loaded and Dominguez at the plate, if he's able to get a base hit here, it resets everything because the top of the lineup's up next. Here's a foul ball straight back. Dominguez down on the timing, but just a bit off the barrel. Cavemen leads 7-1. Here's the windup, the pitch. This one a hit right up the middle, a base hit for Jeremiah Dominguez. This is gonna score in 2 runs. Great job by Dominguez in the 9-hole to bring in 2 runs. 2 RBIs score. Colton Walker scores in for Molina, and Zach Galindo scores for himself. So now the Cavemen with their biggest inning yet with 4 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning after a 3-run 5th inning, and now a runner on first and second. And that was a hard hit ball up the middle. Kind of one of those things that makes you flinch if you're a pitcher. He definitely reacted. So Aiden Quintela now up to bat with runners on first and second. He can keep this thing going. And here's a ground ball popped high over to third base. He hesitates, and it's going to be safe over at first base. Aiden Quintela. So a single for the sophomore. And that loads the bases once again, and that brings up Tristan Thomas. Thomas has been okay tonight. Not his usual self maybe. A single today is his only hit. He's 1 for 3 with a walk. Still a good day at the plate, but he wants a better day. And this is his opportunity. So Tristan Thomas now at the plate. Here comes the pitch. This one, a fastball inside for strike 1. Good pitch, good starting point for Elias Miera. 0-1 count. Here comes the pitch. This one a fastball, grounded to shortstop. This one bobbled, error, E6. So that's going to be an RBI for Tristan Thomas, but an E6. And another run comes across for the Cavemen. They could walk things off here with Mabry if he's able to get a base hit here. A bomb would be amazing. That'd be fun. But we'll see what happens. Here comes the first pitch. This one hit by pitch, and game is over. That's going to do it, folks. A walk-off hit by pitch, and what a way to finish things off. We saw it happen all night long. I think that was the 5th hit by pitch of the night. So that's going to do it, folks. The Cavemen win game 1 of the 3-game series against the Cibola Cougars on a walk-off hit by pitch, a rarity, but it does happen. All right, well, thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate you guys in the comment section for doing your thing and, of course, supporting the Cavemen and Cave Girls. The Cavemen will play tomorrow at 11 a.m. It's their start time. We will not be able to cover that, unfortunately, but we will be at the event over at Washington Ranch. So if you come to watch the game, come support the Cavemen. That would be incredible. If you're not able to go to that or you want to go check out the event over at Washington Ranch, we'll be playing music. We'd love to have you guys check it out. So awesome. Great job by the Cavemen to come out with this win. A finish that we kind of had expected, but it was a long ways to get there. Cavemen, this game brought to you by All Sports Best, Red Rocket Media, and Carlsbad Cavemen Booster Club. We appreciate you guys for all that you do and supporting. You guys can follow and subscribe to All Sports Best on any social media platform. We'd appreciate it. This is going to do it for our season, unless we're able to go up to the state tournament. That would be great, but we'll see. All right, folks, have a great night. Be safe, and we'll see you here at the field tomorrow at 11 a.m.
these pins.